Let me. Hey guys, looks like everyone's in, and the ceremony's about to begin. Unfortunately, as much as some of you want me to, and as much as I want to, I will not be examining tracks on American Prayer. Even though it's Mr. Morrison's finest work, The Lizard King. No, today I'm going to get into a little my origins. Jim Morrison, my interests in him as a writer. He's a guy who set me off in the world of poetry. It's a long fucking story. I mean, I was a strange high school kid. I was reading horror comics, like Sandman and Preacher, but I was reading a lot of classical literature, like Oscar Wilde and shit. Not much of an interest in William Faulkner. Well, yeah, I was interested in William Faulkner and Franz Kafka. Not much of an interest in poetry, and I really dug Break On Through the Other Side when I was a kid and Ghost Dance, and then I bought a best of greatest hits or some shit of the Doors, and I really started getting in on this guy's the lyricism, and then I got an interest into his poetry. I picked up American Night along with a copy of William Burroughs's Naked Lunch. Good sophomore high school reading in the summer, and. I think it was I wanted to write comic books back then, and Morrison had, again, the Western horror-esque elements to his poetry and the good old rock and roll, and I didn't really know a whole lot about music then, but there was this film treatment, and I had just come off reading The Stranger by Albert Camus, and I wanted to write this book, but I didn't think it would ever be made. This is before Columbine, about the school shooter who becomes sheriff of a small town and fights sheriff of a rival town. Anyway, what really helped with that, developing that, and even my interest in storytelling, was Morrison's The Hitchhiker. It's a film treatment he wrote, and today we're going to look at that. It might be, well, you guys know I love to hear myself fucking talk, so might be a little longer than the 10 minutes TikTok gives us, but it might be this might be a two-parter. I don't know. I can meander, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, we've seen you meander in that morning roomy shit. Oh yeah, and yeah, you're right, meander. So we're gonna celebrate the Lizard King today, and I'm going to definitely tell you the story on this couch. I'm gonna read you the treatment on this wonderful couch. And
quiet side, and we laugh like soft, mad children.
Alright, let's analyze this treatment. And my camera person will nod at me when we get close to the 10 minutes, so I can stop adequately. So we're looking at the film treatment here. This is Morrison's story about a hitchhiker, his youth. His mom's dead, existential crisis, father neglects him, he's going about, and he's just causing all sorts of terror on a cross-country hitchhiking murder spree, I guess, and you meet some colorful characters, and he's got some ideas about life and love, and vengeance and carnage, and really, he doesn't really know a whole lot, because, once you rebel against society's mores, you either come out a monster or a retarded clown. So let's start off with this screenplay stuff. The screen is black. We heard my fucking neighbor stomp like a fucking oaf, middle class oaf. So the screen is black. We hear a young man's voice in casual conversation with friends. No, this guy we hear so we're going to do, this is the young man's voice, and pretend the young man. No, this guy told me you can go down across the border and buy a girl and bring her back, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down there and buy one of them and bring her back and marry her, I am. An older woman's voice, Billy, are you completely crazy? We hear the good-natured laughter of the woman. A man and another friend as Billy's insistent voice rises through, saying, "This is Billy. No, it's true, really. This guy told me it's true. I'm really gonna do it. Man, I thought about writing a stage play like that in high school about a guy who wants to buy a Mexican prostitute. Yeah, you could tell, I grew up in a small town where there really wasn't any fucking culture. So, you would think, buying a Mexican prostitute. There's only Mexican prostitutes, only prostitutes are across the border. But anyway, my whole idea was buying a prostitute and then you could show everyone how fake their good Christian marriage was. But, so yeah, it's true, guys. The film changes to color. God, I could picture a real gritty Technicolor for this. A couple sit at a small table in a simulated border town nightclub. God damn. There's nothing more beautiful than that. It's been taken from us. Because now we got a fucking wall and everyone's so uptight. Anyway, it is a close shot. Generally, you don't want to put camera shots in screenplays, but if you're Jim Morrison and you're just fucking doing it for your own benefit, just do whatever the fuck you want. Reminding us possibly of Picasso's Absinthe Drinkers. No fucking producer's gonna read this. Get that reference and pick up your screenplay. The atmosphere is suggested by peripheral sounds, such as boisterous young voices, curses in a foreign language, that tinkling of glasses and music from a small rock band. Perhaps topless, an anonymous waitress could enter the frame and leave, serving drinks. Well, fuck yeah. Topless waitress in a fucking border town nightclub? Fucking sign me up. The hero is drunk, and he's trying to persuade an attractive Mexican girl who may not be a prostitute, guys. A waitress in the bar, a whore, foiled again, to cross the border and marry him. The girl tolerates him. She is working, hustling drinks, has to listen, but also, she likes him. In some way, he interests her. Us socially awkward guys on the spectrum who haven't been diagnosed, yeah, we have that, especially with the complex PTSD. Billy, I bet the reason you won't come with me is because I ain't got any money. Well, listen, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go back up there and get me some money, lots of it, maybe even 10,000, and then I'm coming back for you. I'm coming back. Damn, every girl wants to be stalked like that. He weaves off screen, determined, drunk. Camera holds on girl smiling wistfully and ironically after him. And then she grabs another guy, young American, and pulls him down beside her. Hey man, you want to buy me a drink? I don't think women sound like that, and I don't think that Mexican girl sounded like that. I think she had more of a raspy jazz singer's voice, but I'm not doing that again. So, title across the screen. You're not enjoying this fucking movie because, this is like watching a Criterion film with me. I'm gonna fucking explain everything to you. So anyway, man, if I saw the girlfriend, she'd be pissed. Anyway, The Hitchhiker, an American Pastoral. Film changes back to black and white. God, I love those transitions. It is dawn on the American desert. It's cold, and he stands hunched in his jacket by the side of the highway. The sun is rising. We hold on him as a few cars go by at long intervals. We hear the car coming. Watch his eyes. Watching. He sticks his thumb out. Cut to profile. Shot as a car swishes by. The third car stops and he runs. Not too energetically. And gets inside. Interior of the car. Middle-aged man in a business suit. He asks the hitchhiker where he's going. Billy mumbling. That's LA, guys. You may catch my mumbling. He is obviously reluctant to do any talking. Driver. I can take you as far as Amarillo, and then you'll have to go on from there. No reply, no recognition. Billy's just in his own fucking sad little world right now. Driver. What are you gonna do when you get to LA? Have you got a job? Oh, shit. To be continued, kids.